I know, but they say them afraid, no. Then nothing, don't ask it, it will run through them brain, because Christians move within. Sometimes them can't think it out because of the punishment that they may think they face.
Yes.
So sometimes if them hear next one say, them say, rotted.
You see, you see?
You know?
You see, what has happened, is from birth right up, the average person is looking to die and go to heaven. As to what part of them is going to heaven,
they're no business.
They really don't business, but you can sit with the philosophers of the religion, and they are able to talk about a separation of the self in life and in death into various components. They will talk about spirit. They will talk about soul. And they will talk about physical body.
Right.
And then through that separation, they are able to say which one of those entities is now going to go on into heaven and what is going to stay on earth.
This is philosophy now we're discussing.
Yes.
All right.
I am still speaking to the listener who asks, where is heaven? True. And I am saying that to the believing Christian, heaven is somewhere above our physical stratosphere. And the great desire to enter into this heaven is now to go to drink milk and honey and to sit down with the lion and the lamb and live happily ever after.
That sounds like a beautiful story, Marconin.
I was almost coming from out of the Bible, man. I'm telling you, it's a wonderful storybook.
Serious stories,
Fantastic book.
But it's very impressionable, because the young mind is very open, especially at the level of the imagination. So when you drive these things into a child youth's mind from 2 years old and 3 years old, and plus sort of embrace it with fear, envelop it with fear, then it's difficult now for that child not really want to go to heaven,
Very difficult.
And said, I think now that it's raising the issue now, another driving force for these people to go to heaven now is what them call Satan.
Lucifer.
Yes, no, because when them invite this brother now into the act now and decide to be part of the stage show, him know a while of the people. Boy, Metamorphosis. Slash FM. Yes, serious. Of course, I continue to hear the people who are glued into the Metamorphosis. So many people I'm meeting in the streets now asking me if it is really Iman who's saying these things. And if I really believe what I say. I do have no beliefs. I speak what I know. What I don't know, I ask. If you know what Iman means.
Yes, I.
So, they say, Makonin, that the wages of sin is death.
What a shame.
Is it D-E-B-T or D-E-A-T-H?
They say
yes.
It is D-E-A-T-H. The wages of sin is death.
I am wondering about the D-E-B-T death. If that is not really what the wages of sin really is,
Well, they would say that the I is confusing the issue.
All right, clarify what they mean by DEATH. When they say the wages of sin is death, I have a problem as a youth, you know. I can't run the one run my brain.
All right, listen to
what that one mean, you know.
Yes. For ye are born in sin and shaped in iniquity.
Hold on. I say you start up.
Yes,
all right.
You see, them say the wages of sin.
Yeah.
Is what?
Is death.
Is death. And is them also say, for you were born in sin and shaped in iniquity. So
I'm right that though. That's like a simultaneous equation, you know.
Yes.
We are those kind of maths.
So it's a logical progression.
Yes.
To the wages of sin is death, because you were born
already
in
sin and shaped by iniquity. So you must die through these wages of sin. But I link up wages now to the slavery now, you know. I saw me look at wages, you know.
Yes.
The slavery them have us into this platform, in this plantation slavery system. I try to find a new acronym for sin, you know, like suffering in neo-colonialism or something, you know.
But you don't want to
utilize
the term sin.
Yes, because it is really a condition of enslavement and an economic situation, you know.
In our past discussion concerning theories of existence.
Sin.
You know, we had recently looked at the period before creation. I am suggesting that is where we need to start to get rid of the whole concept, the whole construct of sin and Lucifer and Jesus.
Yes.
The three of them are part and parcel of the same Christianity.
True.
There is no Lucifer if there is no Christianity.
Serious thing.
There is no sin if there is no Christianity. So it is absolutely essential for us to look back at Christianity. Let us question whether or not the God of slavery can be the God of freedom.
But you have to be careful now, because you suggest that it's not one God. And the program say there is one God. So that means
I mean this program?
No, the program that them give us.
Oh, okay. Their program says one God. Listen, Iman will not take their program from them.
All right.
You know, so they have alluded.
So just to go a God of the slaver that is enslaving and a God of liberation.
Yes.
So it sounds as if now them leave out something wrong in the construct of the God with them giving.
No, it is their God. It was constructed for their use, and they used it well. When the time came to switch from physical shackles of slavery, they shifted to the mental shackles of slavery through Christianity. They found that the mental shackles have worked much better than the physical shackles, because the majority of people don't concede that they are in shackles.
Because visibly they don't see them.
They don't see it, and they're living the life exactly as a European would live it. To them, they are fortunate that the European came to Africa, brought them to the Western world, Christianized and civilized them. I represent those Africans who have not been Christianized and who has not been civilized. I cling to the fact that when they came to Ethiopia, I was already civilized. My civilization was of such a high order that I was in awe when I saw the white man kill the first of my brothers. I was shocked. Because what kind of
barbarity
was this in front of my eye? It had been thousands of years since I had read that is how people behave. And now I was being introduced to this barbarian European.
They call themselves Portuguese.
Portuguese.
And Spanish.
Exactly.
French. And Dutch.
Yes.
And Germans.
Yes.
Tribes.
Tribes.
Tribes. Metamorphosis. Vibes FM. Yeah, Metamorphosis moving through kind of rapidly in the presence of Ras Makonnen. Normally these programs go much faster with the eyes here. Yeah, man, the eyes here, and the reasoning is not just one sound, it's from a combination of thoughts that may have a different impact out there, because, you know, sometimes the people hearing I and I is sometimes they want to hear the I and some other eyes. So give thanks for the eye presence. We into our little section called World News. I just want to talk quickly about the plane that disappeared and has been found, I hear.
Yes.
Yes, this Malaysian thing that 200 odd people disappear for 2 weeks and all the technology couldn't find it. Now I think there's some satellites have identified where it is, and they've seen large pieces of thing in the ocean and thing. So what do you think about them thing there? The plane rise and falling?
Look, I was aware of it by glancing it on the internet.
Yeah.
You know, but I never really stopped long enough to see what had happened to that Malaysian plane.
Yeah.
No, I really don't know.
So they say them find it, and they eventually know the research will begin, and they will tell us why it went down. They will search for the black box and all these kind of things. But you see, all of that is technology, and all of that technology is driven by the thing that we call money.
Money.
Yeah,
yes.
we'll come forward again to the money to give you access to things. Now, when I was a youth, I hear say, I ask a general youth in society, anywhere, what is the purpose of money? And I think the first answer we get is to spend. And like you look like an idiot when you ask a man a question like that. I must say, so what you expect? Not for spend.
Spend, yes.
Well, and I want to bring up that as something to look into carefully now. What does it mean to spend money? And is that really the primary function of this thing called money? Because other groups use money. The Orientals use money, the Indians use money, the Caucasian people use money in a different way. Or is it we are focusing only on spending? Them never teach about money in a university. You remember you tell us about that, Marconin? Why
Yes,
they do have no course on money?
Well, the fact of the matter is that as far as the business of making money,
Yeah.
the merchant class, the slave owner class,
Yeah.
have held a monopoly on that process for the longest time.
So,
Theory until you die. As long as you stay in that job and you stay on the straight and narrow, no problem.
hold on, man. You
Yeah.
think so? So what about when you happen to reach the magical number of 60 where the system telling us to them don't use you and you're there on your own? Where you say we don't need no money there, so? That might be a very critical stage, my brethren. What do you think?
Of course.
All right. So,
in fact, you need the money at that point no more than ever.
But is that what we know? Or we don't push our minds that far enough? Because we just work the money for pay the bills today and next month. Because, you know, even for the persons who are what we call gainfully employed.
Yes.
The eye saying that them have access to this thing called money up until retirement, for example. Yeah?
True.
And that money now, they use it to meet certain basics.
You mean the retirement money?
No, man. Before the worker, the average worker now. You remember now, so the people get transplanted from workers, from slaves to workers.
Yes.
They've gone through that gradation.
Yes.
Right? They're no longer slaves. Now they go to the factory. They no longer chains and things. Now they get they punch a clock, and then at the end of the week, them get some pieces of paper. This paper now they must use the exchange for the things were back where used to give them while they were on the plantation.
Yes.
But I said, no, we seem to be locked into a cycle of just working for money to buy goods and services.
Yes, to pay for these goods
and services.
And you cannot, at the end of any 1 month, buy more than the money that you have.
Mm-hmm.
So you are locked into that system.
Yes.
You can't get out of it. There are seasons in the year when the merchant will lend you money to buy more from him
stuff, yes,
of his stuff, which is going to enrich him and bring you closer to poverty or the next paycheck. This is a cycle that will continue until you die. The merchant class and the slave owner class, they will continue to grow.
Mm-hmm.
They have no boundaries. They have been educated from birth in the ways of money and what to do to acquire it.
Mm-hmm. Without feeling guilty.
Exactly.
That's crucial now, you know.
Yes.
Because they're not trying to go to heaven.
No, they know.
Yes.
The merchant class know that heaven is a construct.
Even more so. It's a construct that really exists on earth.
Exactly.
The merchant class know that heaven is when you have enough resources on the earth to make the situation nice.
Look at Christmas, my brother.
Mm.
When the merchant class sees Christmas coming, the merchant class goes out of its way.
Yes.
And they plaster the entire country
with Santa.
With effigies of Santa Claus.
Yes.
Pictures of the dying Jesus.
Yes.
On the cross.
Naked, half naked.
Half naked. And all
pornographic,
of this.
you know, so that pornographic imagery?
Of course.
Man, we do able to develop the magnetism and the forces of investment, because we seem to be locked into spending.
Please remember, my brother, apart from being locked, we are taught, we are given every possible tool to work for a specific period of time for a specified wage. That is how we were taught. That's what we are taught about money.
Mm-hmm.
This is the right thing to do. This is the just thing to do. This is the good thing to do. You sell your labor for money, and then you take the money and pay your way through life.
Mm-hmm.
The only problem is you will never get enough money to free yourself from the slavery into which you have found yourself.
That's almost like being on a treadmill.
Exactly, a treadmill.
On a treadmill.
Absolutely.
And you see, the faster you run, it don't mean you're going any further, you know.
You're coming back to the same place.
Same place.
Yes.
So I think the black people have a tradition of what they call spending hard, and then it attached to our work hard. Because we work hard, you know, and we spend hard.
Yes.
But there's something that we're not doing. There's an important book, Makonin, called Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Yes.
By a brother named John Kiyosaki. And I recommend and suggest that all people who are interested in getting off of the treadmill to lead that plantation system to read this particular book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And it's all about a youth who had two fathers. One who was traditional, meaning he grew up with the system, went to school, got an education, was programmed to get a job, and he went out and did that. And his other brother, who also became his father, who never went beyond high school, but ended up hiring his father, who had a doctorate.
Yes.
And could fire him too. So the whole thing was about who control the money, who control the wealth. And it's not always the people who are the most educated who have any access to the money. Because what the education system does is train them how to be good workers.
Yes, the person who has the PhD,
Yeah.
His knowledge base within a particular frame of reference is always going to be much, much higher, broader than his companion. But you see, the man who has training in money, his knowledge base where money is concerned is designed specifically for the acquisition and accumulation of money. So he will go out there, accumulate, acquire, and grow what he has acquired. Whereas the man with the education, he's going to get a job.
Definitely.
And he's going to earn over a period of time.
As the eyes enough money to free themselves from the treadmill of working for the money. So the man who is say accumulate money now, there's another biblical scripture that says, what does it profit a man to gain the whole world and to suffer the loss of his own soul?
The same Christian principle,
same Christian talk.
Yes.
Well, listen, me know right now, is it just losing my own soul? Me don't know what that mean anymore,
Yes.
Me think me rather gain the world right now.
The moment you gain the world, you are instantly able to help the people of the world.
Of course. Of course.
As long as you subscribe to not getting any money, you will always be in a position where you can't help anybody and no one can help you.
It can be worse than that, because it's a philosophy that speaks about rebirth. It's a reality. It means we can come back into even more poverty.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it works like that.
It works like that.
Yes.
So better we'll create, we will know. So when we come forward in a situation that is not so depraved.
It is absolutely imperative that we do this.
But then, them tell us they only have one life to live. That them tell we know. And I challenge that.
No, you see, the European concept of a philosophy of life, it is not wholesome enough to contain the African. The European struggle is not the African struggle.
Not at all. We never have to fight against nature.
No.
We have been harmonious.
We have been able to live in harmony with nature.
Yes. Philosophically speaking, we are that much different.
You know
The thing has look like it. We need to find out already, Virgin. And the idea even tell I half away you want.
That's right.
Whoa, but here we know. You see, locally, some things going on. Two things I want to speak about locally now. And it's the court system and its manifestation of justice, dispensation of justice. The court and the long months and trials and thing and the missing bodies and all that goes on and didn't go so. They've come to a conviction, decide that the virgin is guilty, and that the conviction, the sentence will be handed out next week, which should have been this week, but they put off for more drama. And then in that putting off of that case now, there was another case that was bubbling. This was a politician named Kern Spence. Entertainment business, thinking that they're maybe just a little bit above the law. You know that in the case, there was one of the jurors who was trying to bribe the rest of the jurors.
I heard about that, yes.
Take them all to lunch, but I try one go belly them out.
Yes.
Offer $500,000 to one. I'm crazy. How could you offer somebody 500,000 and think them, if they must say 500 million, maybe them think about it, But it will show you the level of what we're going to call corruption and the force of money. So money have a force, my brethren, because it's money now that was being attempted to change the course of this thing. People think it's money now why the politician get off and was not found guilty.
Mm-hmm.
So how do we navigate?
Initiation and a constant graduation. The system will be there, constant, and the people who run it keep going in and coming out like room for rent, apply within. So it's really the system. The system is what is corrupt.
I'm trying to put my finger on the system, because the system sounds like a man when we say about Jesus or Satan, or we can identify because it must be individual people, We think when we say system, we like remove it from people. And it's like something abstract doing these things.
Watch I. You see, if you identify the individual person within the system and ferret him out.
Them out.
Tomorrow, the system would inside of the Jamaican society. You cannot selectively or otherwise identify the corrupt spots, eliminate them, and overnight come up with a clean, disciplined running system. That is totally impossible. You see, the corruption within a system, it is not only specific, it is systemic. It cannot exist at any one point in the system if it does not exist at another point.
All right.
Once you are able to identify corruption within any kind of system, it is given that corruption also exists at other points in the system.
All right.
Now, let us say the points in the system that we're talking about would be individuals. simply removing
those individuals
don't change the system, because the corruption index, you know, is a hand-me-down thing. It's not something that is created at the time a particular individual rise to power within the system. The corruption exists as a part of the system. So when the individual rise up to take that position,
him rise up into the corruption.
And he knew that he was going there.
So the systems now that you're speaking about now, you know, so we'll get more specific. We can identify the specific systems like the education system, the police system, the parliamentary system. We can actually begin to pinpoint the systems now that really need the purging, you know.
Absolutely.
You know, and when you talk about governance a while ago, we have to talk about the parliamentary system. And one of the structures that maybe we need to remove is the parliament itself.
Well, that would be welcome in terms of a direct head-on collision with corruption.
That is the foundation of it, no, first. I mean, the church is there with its corruption already now. Because we don't mention that there are several systems that harbor these corruptions. But if you look at the key institutions, the education, the religious, and the political systems, we find that the corruption really stay away in them three bodies. You know, and if we're going to try to attack corruption in the country, which one do you start with first?
Well, you see, within the Jamaican context, you have, well, not just the Jamaican context.
Well, with the black people in there globally.
What you're going to find is that the moment you attack one level of corruption within the system, all of the other levels coalesce and attack you.
So you have attacked all of them at once then?
All at once. It's either all or none.
Or none.
Yes.
What a battle. Metamorphosis. Working out the prescriptions.
She's my queen. I'm her king. Love nothing like love I bring her in the morning while I'm waking, waiting for me. Arms embracing, dreams of sunshine's got my head spinning around. Don't you know love grow can never be a one-night stand. Dreams of sunshine's got my head spinning around. Don't you know love grow can never be a one-night stand. Armor night and shining armor, joy and laughter, here on after. Mother Nature for the time from beginning said she was mine, Never been no love like this in Sheba and Solomon, 'cause I'm sitting on a throne of gold. Yes, I'm sitting on a throne of gold. He is mine all the time, sitting on a throne of gold. Yes, I'm sitting on a throne of gold. She fills my soul, I a warrior with my comforter. Behold how good and pleasant it is. She who stands by me. Birds of one feather, we worship Jah together. We got each other.
Yeah, Metamorphosis going through those pieces and the changes, and hopefully the ones are locked in and listening and thinking. This is the thinking program that encourages you to exercise that thing on top of your head called the brain. Bring it into action, the most powerful organ in collaboration with the skin. And I keep saying that black people have to learn to connect them brain and them skin. Get the two hard drives, them working together more than against each other in this one big mechanism. Yeah, we're a super sub, you know. We're a super mechanism, but just that we're disconnected. Our drive not working, and we fly up on one wing and discombobulated, all them kind of things there. But Macklin, the corruption that I saying now, difficult to address if we go into one system to clear it up. It just simply unite itself in the other system and attack us.
Exactly.
Of attack everything at once. But you're telling me about why is it the corruption works? What is it about the scarcity of goods and services that they identify?
The corruption exists because the government itself is on the basis of its own schedule designed to look about the welfare of the entire populace of the country. Now, beginning with the budget, if the budget cannot substantiate such a task, is not equal to such a task, imagine all of the other offshoots of the budget. So, where the budget call for this and the budget call for that, what you find is an obvious shortage in terms of the ability of that specific variable to share throughout the entire country or community.
In other words, no, something short.
Absolutely short. It can't go round. No, because it cannot go round, you know. The government itself automatically, without any intervention from the government, have to develop this corruption index.
Yeah.
Because if you don't develop it, then how you going to distribute these goods? And they have to be distributed. Because you see, remember, you know, the people have worked within the political system. They expect rewards.
Returns, yes.
So at the time when they're supposed to get these rewards, it's very difficult for the politician to now become holier than thou.
Yes, yes.
He has to distribute the rewards.
And it's already scarce. So the whole politics have scarce benefits now.
It goes around and around and comes back around on itself. Jamaica Labour Party or the People's National Party. The crisis is an intervention of those persons who introduce the political system in the first place. They knew, you know, that if you focus governance inside of a boardroom, governance, my brother, can never exist inside of a boardroom. It has to be taken to the streets and in the countrysides, highway, byway, anywhere the people is. That's where governance is supposed to be. Because you have to understand what is happening to the people in the environment in which they live. This political climate don't respect that, don't respond to that.
You know, so I meet a sister in just today. She took me to lunch. She was spent how many years in Afghanistan, and she remember me as one of her early teachers in the 80s. Tell me that I'm a good man, and she paid for lunch for me.
Yes.
That was so nice. But at the same time, you know, it's like she can't understand how the level of corruption is so high in the country, and that it is those who are given the authority to govern who are actually giving us the worst examples. So it's like a matter of, can we heal ourselves? Metamorphosis.
If there's a desire to heal, but look inside of the political structure, is there a desire to heal?
All right, welcome.
This is Styles FM.
Portlanders, Akan
Akan Auto Technology, located at 33 Bombrook Crescent, Port Antonio. Visit us for all your auto repair and servicing. We offer computerized wheel alignment, computerized wheel balancing, suspension checks, AC repair, inspection, and all your auto repair needs. For complete auto repair and service, visit or call Akan Auto Technology today at 715-5205. And remember, we are located at 33 Bombrook Crescent.
Yo, me I tell you, say, yo, don't miss the adrenaline rush with Digital T every Saturday 4 to 8 p.m. where new music and new artists live. Yo, it's entertaining and interactive. Yo, don't miss the party hour 7 to 8. Totally. Na 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 na. Baby, when you take my picture on the camera phone, when me and the next girl
for the man with all the money on it takes the way with the music. Yes, Styles Trivia, news, features, and much more. We've got it in store. Don't you miss it every Saturday morning live on Styles 96.1, the People Station. We've got a plan. You've got a plan. Colin Anthony.
This is Styles FM.
It is not good to travel today, neither across the ocean. Deserts are dry, water thirsty you.
Heading up to Hot Walks down there in the bay. Seeing? As is. All the youths in the Buff Bay Valley, ballers and otherwise. And here all the people on Titchfield Hill, right here in Port Antonio. People in Central, people in Free School. People who are up in the Johntown area. E.L. Bongo John up there in Breastworks. Session on Sunday. And we are those who are listening online. And of course the people who are down under, and the people on the continent, mother continent, people right in the Caribbean, close by, and of course right here on Jamaica land. Makonnen say this is the land of slavery. Makonnen, where I say it are done.
Yeah, well, we're still there.
Yeah, we're still there.
True, true.
And we will always be here because we are reincarnated souls from that time.
Yes, sir.
So the Christians who tell us about one life to live and we have to die and go to heaven, we burn that out.
Yes,
we have been here before and we shall always be here.
I cross over time, Rasta.
Yes, sir. And we cross through space.
Yes.
And we get beyond the parameters set by the European philosophy. So we're into the final 25 minutes and we want to look into more of our blackness. But the people who defend blackness sometimes seem to do have the money. How it works out? Why is it sometimes the people who are highly cultural and highly conscious seem to have a difficulty in accumulating this thing called money?
Watch out. Just say this question same way again. Just fire it forward same way.
Yeah, we'll say, why is it I and I, the ones who are conscious and cultural and all of these high black qualities always seem to be short on money?
All right, here goes. I'm going to give an example, and I want to try to be as brief as possible with that example.
Seeing.
You see, culturally,
yeah,
and historically,
yeah,
those things are not really requirements for the acquisition of money. Them do have there's no basis within culture or history that would support accumulation
of paper
money.
All right.
No, you see, You see what really take place in Haiti when the Haitian had their revolution and conquered the white man, beat the daylights out of every European tribe and declared themselves to be independent, culturally free and historically accurate. That never gave them money, my brother. Because you see what took place, you know, with the money equation is the same thing that took place with the story in the beginning. We were imprinted by a story that told us how time and space and earth began. And we were advised to take it.
Or die.
Yeah, because there was no leave it. True. So it's the same thing happened to us with the money. The construct of money that they have left on us is exactly what was given to the Haitian. At the time that the Haitian beat them in war, all that they did was simply retreat to their redoubts and carried their money with them. Haiti of itself did not have the equipment and the machinery to print the European money. Whereas the Europeans simply went back to his printing presses and continued the business of
printing paper.
Same like toilet paper. Printing paper. We now, who are culturally aware, who are extremely historically conscious, are in the same position as the Haitian conquerors of the Europeans. We don't have the facility to make money, nor do we have a clear understanding of what exactly is needed. Collectively, I am sure that we have that understanding, but individually, we lack that concept. In the first instance, the very first instance, the fact that we have to send abroad
to have this thing printed,
printed indicates that there is a certain cavalierness with which we approach the subject. If something is so vastly important in our day-to-day existence, then such a good and such a service must be owned with immediate effect by the people, so that the actions of this particular good and service will be in the interest of the people. No one should get the opportunity to charge us for making such an important good.
Boy, that's serious.
No one should. Now, once the money gets into our hand, we usually use it in the same way we were taught in the immediacy after slavery. We take it and we go buy pretty things and needed things from the merchants who set up on the main streets and the by streets waiting for us to come.
And the two things they tell us that are the most three important needs they tell us, and they give us that in reverse. Them say we must take our money and buy food and clothes. First and second thing. And then them say find shelter. They have to pay rent. So even the notion now, Makonnen, of how to exercise the use of these pieces of paper, when them give it, and we are programmed to spend it, because them say the most important thing is food. Not shelter now, you know. So we don't spend more money upon land as a priority, because that would give us power now. So the money not even giving us any power. The paper that them give we food that will pass back out into the toilet. And they give us some little dibby clothes where make us feel like we look like the Europeans.
Just like the European.
So a man have a jacket and tie in 95 degrees and felt hot.
And He felt hot
and
while he had on his felt hat.
And feel well hot too.
Yes. And in the end, he was really cool about it.
All right. See that?
Yes.
So if we were to look at how them train us to spend these pieces of paper, and we begin to explore the philosophy, to begin to examine the philosophy of development, how do we really upgrade ourselves? Then we have to change our pattern of thinking of how we're going to use this money thing. I mean, I said this to say that in other cultures where them emphasize wealth and continuity for the next generation.
Yes.
Because how them teach you is that we mustn't put on nothing for the next generation. Them say tomorrow will provide for itself. That's another one of the Christian lines that all way.
Yeah, because there's this Sermon on the Mount where a particular part of it was dedicated to a comparison between the lilies of the field.
Why? Go through, my brother.
Yes, and how nobody look about clothing them, but look how them garments really look nice.
Yeah, man. So we are lilies. We're not people who need clothes and weather change.
So we shouldn't worry about change our clothes.
Yeah, man.
Because our Father who art in heaven.
Who's art? A-R-T or H-E-R-T?
Well, you see.
The language thing, man, I try to figure out the sound now.
No, I tell you there what it means.
Yes.
Art.
Yeah. You mean like when you draw? That kind of art there?
That along with him also being in heaven. Yeah, you see it?
I'll try to look.
Yes, Rasta.
I'll try to see it.
Because you see, once him there in heaven, you know, whatever him do is the perfect example for the poor little man dog here, so who is living below hell.
Oh, hey, Marconin. So the money part now. We don't want to leave the program until we try to say to the people them know there is something that come before the spending.
Well, watch I know, Rasta. And I couldn't tell the people that tonight.
Well, guess what happened now? Me, I go say to them, I think one of the critical uses of money for the money to multiply itself is to invest. Well, I know. That word might sound different. But you see, the principle of multiplication, I don't think them teach you how to make money multiply itself.
Them have no desire.
Yes, that was never the formula. Yes. But if we learn how to make money multiply itself, we will get more time to rest and the money would have worked hard.
Well, the thing about that knowledge, you know, is that first, you'd have to have the money.
No, you have to have the knowledge. No, but I think you can have the knowledge, you know, that when the money reaches you, you know what to do with it, you know.
You have the knowledge first.
Yes.
And then you have the money.
Yes, I.
What I and I would have really have to do is develop a system. What the I say is correct, you know, and it's true. But I and I would have to develop a local system that allow each man to get a share of the money without did have it. Because he now go get it.
Oh, in other words, no, what we call the startup. The lump sum where all of us seem to struggle to get and the system makes sure so we can't get it.
Well, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You see, as long as a man a look, say, the system a go belch out a lump sum for him to start.
Yeah.
Nothing no go so.
So, all right, no. So, it's true, we know that now, as Rastafari.
Yes, I.
Well, we can't formulate a system where we even have a little thing called a bank.
Well, what I'm gonna show the eye. What I'm gonna show the eye is that I and I would have to show the people them so that I and I could have showed this to the people them at a particular point in time.
Yeah.
You know? Because you see, if we just move straight to that overstanding, I man don't know if I remember, you know, I and I deal with the people we get a severe dosage of brainwashment.
Truly.
Over
decades,
300
of years, yes, hundreds of years.
400 years.
Yeah.
Half of where I and I sit down here so and I talk about tonight. Y'all have some people turn off the radio. And you have another set of people, you know, who run away from it. Flee screaming in the night. And say, who let go them man there?
Styles of him, Metamorphosis. That's Iman Blak in the studio.
comes the danger, sent by the Savior. Welcome the Rasta youths. I start recruit soldiers for Selassie army. Aye. Here comes trouble, here comes the danger. Welcome the Savior, welcome the Rasta youths. You know fi ask is who at the general issue in a warning. Job people them a ball, said them tired of mediocre. Evil a go fall when we tried in Ethiopia. Believing from down, cause them life not easy boat. Even Bantan say it's not an easy road. Operation occupy the motherland, calling all soldiers to kindly tread along. From creation, he writing a job plan, but chronic.
Yeah, Prestige. So the eye listening, and you I want I know the eye listening. Yes, Prestige. And the eye has returned to strength. Yeah, because experience makes us stronger. Seeing? As is.
And them say here comes trouble, here comes the danger, sent by the Savior. Welcome the Rasta youths. I wanna start recruit soldiers for Selassie army. Again.
Hey, you know, say it's when Bob Marley exit this space and time that Rasta man wake up to the power of the paper called money. Yeah, man, Bob Marley suddenly make black Rasta man know say money can flow, you know. The paper can flow. And even though he wasn't chasing it, it was chasing him. But there is something about the principle of money that we need to know. How do we make money chase us more than chase money? I guess it's like a woman, them say you mustn't run down woman. Macanen, you soon tell me what I think.
No man, I think on the same thing with the talk, you know. I just look on it.
Yeah.
Exactly, man. I look straight in it.
Yeah. And remember now, you know, the traditional Rasta man was really born money and born Rome, you know.
Yep,
but as we advance in a Rome and Rome getting stronger, we need strength.
You see what the thing about Rasta, you know, Rasta did exist outside of money.
Aye.
You know, him did have to create an economy parallel to the money system.
But guess what happened now? We're for careful, you know, because Leonard P. Owen did understand money, you know, Macanen.
Yeah, well, that is it.
Yeah, Macanen, the man didn't know how to create more money out of money, you know.
Yes, sir.
The man just sells some of the best ganja to Winston Churchill and his army in England, you know.
They needed it.
So, what we have to do now, we begin to set up things that we can also sell, like the hemp thing now. We need an industry amongst ourselves that we can generate the goods that the ones will spend their money and get, because that's cycle, that system, you know.
Yes, sir.
So, for example, now I in the Rastafari University of Higher Life Learning, and we are confronted with issues of funding too. So, you want to help people explain how we intend to get around it? Because part of it is about creating your own products.
Yes, well, definitely, and I would have to look at what is happening inside of the society.
Yeah.
And what is it that the society using? What is it that the society need?
Yes.
And what is it that the society would hold on to en masse from a cultural and black perspective?
Seeing.
And once we have latched on to that reality, we would now be in a position to manufacture.
Aye. Keyword, manufacture.
Manufacture, package and present to the public in the land of slavery.
So there is a way, you know, it's industry. But I think that from the days of emancipation and onwards, that concept was never really introduced to African people, you know, the concept of industry. We were just the wheels of industry. We used to make the sugar industry turn. We used to make the banana industry turn. We used to make the bauxite industry turn. But we never really internalized the concept of being an industrial people, of owning things that can make things. Like even the training. We train to be servants. We train to be producers of primary goods, and we're trained to be servants.
But
the in-between group, the makers of goods and services, that's in the blacking in our teaching, brethren.
No, that's because making goods has never been the forte of black people
in this hemisphere.
When we made goods, we made it for and on behalf of the European.
Same.
It was never exported and manufactured by black man.
Yeah.
When it reached Europe and was put on parade, it talked about the planters in Jamaica, not the workers. As time has passed, you're going to notice that the black man been very, very nervous and fearful about exploitation and slavery. He has literally moved away en masse from working directly with the European, you know.
Yeah.
He would try a thing amongst him brother, but him also very suspicious about his brother.
Yeah, well, we know the depth of the Lynch syndrome and the Christian feeling of black mustn't trust each other.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what we have to do is to inculcate what you have said about a system, a system of money.
Yes, where we create our own industry.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What we have to do is create, I'll use an overall term, an economy specific and something that can meet the needs of the black people presently living in the land of slavery. Right now, you know, if I tomorrow morning is able to identify, because look, make no mistake about it, Babylon has proudly attached itself to the coattails of Rasta.
Aye, yes, aye.
Babylon has attached itself almost like a leech to the garments of Rasta, and is using the philosophy, teachings,
the diet, philosophy of food, philosophy of liberty,
and philosophy associated with our emblems.
Aye, it's green and gold.
Yes, I.
In particular.
So the greatest advertising tool in Jamaica today is not something that Babylon itself invent. It's the work of the Rastaman.
Rastafari.
If you follow the tourist mobile into the world of advertisement abroad, when them advertising the Jamaican tourist product, is Rasta them use, because Rasta is the only thing where they are Jamaica where them never make.
Aye. And I make myself.
Yes, I is original. Them all say, them and they all make God.
Aye.
Yes,
it's the powers.
They respect that.
Yes. Somebody text me and said they want to come here because the powers here are magical.
Yes,
Rastafari movement, I'm talking about, you know.
True.
Magical. So within that magical movement now, the Rastafari universe, you know, has created a pen. This is our first effort at industrialization. The creation of a tool that can communicate and carry forth messages. This pen is also in the powerful colors of red, green, and gold. So it's an attempt to use what is ours and to create something that is useful. So the children in the school system, from primary to basic to university, need something to write with. So the pen and the pencil are foundations of the Rastafari University and our first attempt at marketing something that we have constructed in our own intelligence and putting it out. On the local market, in the support system that we're looking, it's $1.50. For the people who are on the internet and those online who would like to support the university, it's really $1 in your currency. If you're in England, we just take £1.
That's very reasonable, my brother.
So it's here, red, green, and gold. For the people who are local, you have to come to Port Antonio at the moment to secure one of these pens. You know, so the pen right now, red, green, and gold too.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So the money thing, my brethren, we are suggesting that I and I are no longer afraid of money. I and I will take money in abundance.
Large
and I have used for money, and money will not make I corrupted. Because you see, you're either corrupted or you're not.
Watch out, Rasta.
Yeah.
Rasta have too much works to perform with the money for waste time in a corruption.
Figure out corruption.
No, Rasta.
Yeah, too much things.
No, too much things to do.
We need clinics. We need hospitals.
We need ships.
We need ships. We need planes.
Rastafari.
We need hospitals. We We need what Garvey said, things that will make a nation.
We need philosophers.
We need philosophers.
Yes, sir.
And we need an army of women. Because you know, say, a UNO at the foundation. The European has driven the woman construct out of our brain now, you know. Them have us seen the woman as something who will just kind of walk and administer pain and grief and agony.
And can't look in at them face.
Can't look in them face.
Because we shame so we lose the war.
You see there?
What else we need is an army. The largest possible army in the Western world in preparation for the day when I and I meet up on the battlefield with the conqueror.
And it is coming. What we can do is prepare without fear. Metamorphosis.
Are you ready for it? Are you ready for some roots? Rock us today. We're ready, we're ready, we're ready. Them say them ready for it. Say them ready for it. Say them ready for some roots. Rock us today. Them ready, them ready, them ready. Tell you what, here come the kings to take control.
Metamorphosis, whether you want to know it or not, they have given us 3 hours, 180 minutes, Makonnen, and we have no more than that out of the 168 per week. When the Romans have been giving us a Sunday thing for the last 2,000 years, every Sunday, the program has been stuck. Yes, so 2,000 years we under the pressure of every Sunday, and then some take it up on Saturdays. So every Saturday and Sunday we've been pounded by these philosophies that keep us enslaved. We get a little 3-hour window to sort of the eye that is absorbing, eye that is thinking, eye that is reflecting. And we reach out to the guys, the ones who recognize the power of their skin and the fact that their memory is locked in. And we constantly work daily to make that connection now between the skin and the brain, that our energies can flow and we can reach our divinity successfully. Final words, Makonnen, until we think again.
Let the name of the Lord God Jah, Rastafari, Emperor Haile I Selassie, let it be praised.
Continually.
Yes, sir.
Peace, brought people, listeners, give thanks. Metamorphosis, moving out. Into the next month, we go into the economics, black economics. Yes, how do we face this force to take us to a better place? Haile, Breast, Rastafari, Black Man out.